Okay, we're going to look at some training today on the customer management of the web shop. So first of all, as you can see here, is the actual web page to get in. So that's the first point, is that we've got to get into the web page and use this admin login here, this one here, which is going to go in here. To actually get in there. So once we've logged in, this is the first page you will see, and here is the customers. So I'm clicking on here, we will see, just zoom in for that for you. You can see here, this is the customer login. And first of all, we will then see the page that we're going to either create a client, so you can add a client in here, okay, which is a brand new client. So I'm going to set one up for you. It'll automatically assign a customer code. Yeah, so you can have or put your own code in there if you wish, but be careful, because if you do put in, say, CETA as a code, as a company name, if there are more than one CETA site, which there obviously is, then you will be stuck, because you're not going to put CETA in again. You can only use the name once. Okay, so you'd have to call it CETA 1, CETA 2, that kind of thing. Or you can leave it as just a customer reference number, which is automatically generated there, 70078 on this particular one. Next, you put the name of the company in. So we'll put Joe Blogs company in, and the address, obviously, which can be any street, and a postcode in here. So and you would need an email address in, so you could put any email address, and obviously that bit there is the main email address. So don't worry about who the person is that's going to be looking at doing the admin here. This is the main email address of the person that we need to contact in case of price increases and that kind of thing. If they're a pro forma customer, you would tick this box here, okay, for pro forma, and here you choose whether they're an optician, a distributor, an end user, or a commercial group. Okay, in this instance we'll put it in as an end user. Up here they're going to be a UK customer, so make sure that is a UK customer and that they're allowed to order, and the box is automatically ticked. Yeah, and if they're not allowed, you must put a reason in there. Then what we need to do is to put an invoice code in here, which for us happens to be 303. Always make sure that is in, because if you don't, then you've got a problem. We can't invoice it. Simple as that. The country is going to be United Kingdom, make sure, because obviously you don't want to go in anywhere else, and it's Bolly Safety UK. And can they order direct? No, because they're going to have a distributor, so you need to take that out. Okay, and the Norville code is 82661. Again, that must go in there, because if it doesn't go to Norville. It's as simple as that. So it must go in. And once you've finished and you made sure all these boxes are filled in, don't worry too much about this one at this time, and then add the client. That's it, you're done. If you go down here now, you will see Joe Blog somewhere. Here we are, here. And what we have to do is set this customer up with an optician. So this is an end user, and we need him now to be linked to a distributor and an optician. Okay? So first of all, what we're going to do is look at the optician. So in the list here, you'll see the opticians up here, you know, There are plenty of them. I'll just zoom in on that so you can actually see, you know, these opticians. So eventually the opticians will be on the list. So we need to take, so let's just say we're going to choose, this is the opticians that this end user is going to, okay, Heels, and their code is 70072. We need to remember that or write it down, whatever you need to do. Okay, so let's go into Joe Blogs and edit it. Okay, once you go back into Joe Blogs, you'll see over here the relation. So this is the relationship between him and the optician. So when you go into the relationship here, it has a partner optician and it's 70062, and then you can add that as the customer relation. Seven two it was, not 62. Sorry. It's important you get that right, by the way, because if you don't, you go to the wrong optician. Okay, and that's it. So now that customer, Joe Blogs, is now got a relationship with Heels. Okay, now what we need now is Joe Blogs to have a relationship with a distributor. So put a distributor in here. So let's look here for the distributor. So we'll say it's this one here, 70064. So 70064 is the relationship with Greenham's, for instance, and we can add that. Hang on a minute, sorry. A11911. Right, so that now has got a relationship with Bunsell Greenham in Sheffield and also with the optician. So you can see below now, here and here, he has a partner optician and has a distributor. Obviously, if there's more than one optician, you just keep adding to it, so there'll be lots of different opticians sat underneath here. Okay, so now the relationships are complete. What we now need to do for Joe Blogs is to set up a user. So the user goes in here, zoom in on that, and you put a login for them. Now the login can be anything. It could be the person's name, it could be the company name, anything you want, but this is what's going to go out to them. Okay, so the login is important. Keep it fairly simple, obviously, don't make it complicated, but they need a login. So just put in there blogs, because that's important, and just put in a name of a person. Civility, Mr. and Mrs. Miss, and that's important as well. Put in the United Kingdom, and certainly their email address will need to go in there. Okay, and you want to show prices. Are they responsible? Yes, they're responsible. Yes, they'll want to see prices, but that's usually about it. You don't need to tick any others. Okay, and then add that user, okay, to that account. And that's basically it. So you're setting up an end user basically and putting in the relationships with the optician and the distributor. And the final thing is the user at that end user who's going to be adminning the web shop.